Arsenal has just smashed two past Atletico Bilbao, and I think it's a very, very good result for them. So let's dive into what we learned from this match. Starting from the 11. If you look at their starting 11, it was the same 11 that they used in the weekend. The only changes were like Declan Rice, who came in for, I think, Martin Odegaard started in the weekend and he was down injured and Itawane came in for him. I think so. Then minus that, I think that Declan Rice was the only changing in that 11. You look at them, the goalkeeper as usual, David Raya, Gabriel Martinelli, Christian Mosquera, who was very, very good. Brother, for 13 million for that player, that's a steal. And look at the right back, is Julian Timber, left back, Calafiori, the midfield, it should be Mendy, Declan Rice, and Mikel Merino. And the up front is almost the same thing they use in the weekend, which is Madueke, Gyökeres, and Eze. And that's a very strong 11. That's a very, very strong 11. And you look at that 11, you see a lot of changes. And you put in context that some of their key players are injured. Someone like Saka is injured. Someone like Saliba, I think he was on the bench, but he's injured. And the coach don't even need to rush him back because he has the depth. You get me? I think Arsenal fans are not really even missing Saliba being out. And someone like Martin Odegaard, the captain, I think is injured. I think the coach said it's fine, but there's no need to risking him if like you have got the amount of quality Arsenal have. I think Arsenal have one of the most balanced squad in the Premier League. When maybe when you single it out individually, okay. But when you look at their squad, they have one of the most balanced squad. We know how good their defense is. They have a very, very good midfield, in my opinion. Maybe their attack, you say maybe they could have done a little something here and there. But you look at that squad, they have a very, very good squad. Like I said, I just listed some of their key players who we are missing, and they don't really, really miss any of them. Now, let's talk about the first half. That first half was boring. And they start by say otherwise. If you look at the start, I think Arsenal have most of the ball. Arsenal had most chances. They had most shots. They had most XG. They had most everything. But for me, that was really, really, really boring first half for me. Like that first half bored me to death, bro. Like it wasn't bad, but like I was like expecting a very, very good football because Atletico Bilbao is not a club that like sits down. You know, they were really, really at it in the first half, but they're not a club that sit down. I think they have that space. And that's where it gets me to Gyökeres. When it comes to transition football, Gyökeres is dangerous. And that's why I don't think Premier League defenders would give him that space. But you give him that space, he's a striker that loves that transition football. Give him that space, he runs in behind, you're gone. I'm shocked that he didn't even get a goal today. And for the amount of sticks that brother has gotten, 3 goals from 3 Premier League matches, very, very solid. I think he was injured, but that's not a serious injury. That was a collide he had with Gabriel Magalhaes. For someone that has gotten the amount of sticks that brother has gotten, I think he's a very, very good striker. I think Gyökeres is one season away from being a world class striker, in my opinion. You might not agree with me because I think his numbers scream world class, but the league he has done it is the caveat. If you look at the league, you don't judge world class strikers from Portuguese league. You get me? He has to do it in the Premier League. And if he scores like 20 plus goals this season in the Premier League and score very good number of goals in the Champions League, I think he cements his place as a world class striker. No argument. Now that gets me to the first 10 minutes of the second half. Arsenal, we are really, really firing. I didn't know what the coach said in the first half. I think the atmosphere played a role because the Atletico Bilbao fans were really, really, really at it. You know, they were really, really at it. They were singing, they were noise, they were like the 12th man for the players. And I think the second half, the way Arsenal came out that second half, gun blazing, firing. You get me? Bruh. You get me? So gun blazing, the first 10 minutes for me was like, yeah, this is what I want to see. I want to see firing, even if it is one side killing one side. I don't mind. You get me? But the second half, Arsenal players were really, really firing. They had a lot of chances in that second half, and they didn't score. Now you look at the substitution that the coach did. I think he made those substitutions with Man City in mind because Arsenal has Man City in this weekend. He made those substitutions with Man City in mind. We dropped Gyökeres in early first half, around 50-60 minutes. We dropped Berechese and introduced the 2 men that changed the game for Arsenal, which is Trossard and Martinelli. And Martinelli, 60 seconds, just 60 seconds, in that pitch and like, bro, you already score like for a player that has been under a lot of criticism from Arsenal fans, and rightly so. He has been very, very poor for them. He has been very, very poor for them, and he comes in that and scores in that fashion in Champions League match, gets them the point, set the rhythm going for Arsenal. And the second goal, the same thing. Trossard assisted Martinelli for the goal, and then Martinelli assisted Trossard. Did I say that right? But yeah, the both of them assisted each other and they scored. You get me? And you look at Trossard. Trossard has been a player who has been notorious for coming from the bench and winning game for Arsenal. He's done it numerous. Like, it's just normal this time. When games are not going Mikel Arteta's way, he looks at the bench. If Trossard is there, pulls him in. And that's one of the reasons why I see a lot of Arsenal fans. We are like, no, don't sell him. He impacts game from the bench. He might not really be the, like, selling Trossard for Madueke didn't really make sense at that time. And I don't think it still makes sense now to some Arsenal fans. But he comes from the bench, and this is one of the reasons why I think a lot of Arsenal fans don't want Leandro Trossard to go, unless you are going to get them someone like Rodrigo, because of the amount of impact he can have on game, even without starting. I've seen this script countless times. Trossard comes from bench, gets a goal, or sometimes goal or two for Arsenal, changes the game for them, wins the game for them, or gets them a point in a game. It works every flipping time. It works every flipping time. You get me? I think that's Mikel Arteta go to anytime things are not going his way. You get me? But am I happy that Arsenal won? No, I'm not. But I think this is a very, very must win. If you look at that Let's Go Bell side, they have not really been good. In their last 10 matches, this team has only 3 wins. I don't think they had any win in preseason. They had 3 wins early start of the season, lost 2 matches prior before this Arsenal game, which makes it 3. And they don't have their man Nico Williams alongside his brother Inaki Williams. They don't have him. But I don't think if they had both, I don't think it would have changed anything, because Arsenal would have blown them away. Arsenal had the quality, Arsenal had the defense. You know that their defense is best in Europe. I don't care what anyone said. I don't like Arsenal. No, I don't like Arsenal. I don't like their fans. I can't stand their fans. Arsenal fans are annoying. And that's the problem I have with the club. I just can't stand their fans. The fans are very, very annoying set of people. That's why I don't even like the club. But you look at that, their backline, best in Europe. Nobody talks about it. Some of their backup will start for a lot of clubs. They will start for Chelsea. Christian Mosquera starts for Chelsea. Pedro Nkapia starts for Chelsea. And that's very, very... That's testament to how good this team is. You look at their midfield, solid depth as well. There is, in the end of the game, you said they introduced Christian Noga to see off the game. Introduce what's the other guy's name? I think they introduced another player that actually has his Champions League debut. You get me? Oh yeah, Arsenal has gotten their first 3 points in this Champions League, and it's very, very important. Rack up the points this early part. We saw how important it is to be in that first 8, because if you fall into the playoff category, that means it's not guaranteed qualification, and that playoff is like 2 extra games. You get me? And it's very, very good for them. I wish for them to have a very good season, but I know they are not winning it. They have a very good squad to go very far in the Champions League, but I don't think they'll win it. And they have a very good squad to compete in the Premier League. But I think they can win it. I don't want them to win it. So yeah, that's the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you after the Madrid game. You go be.